Flash Season 5. So The Flash, it's repeating itself now. The problem with The Flash and Supergirl and Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow, all shows which I'm about to talk about in a bit, is that they are really repetitive, they are really procedural in nature, in that every episode has a bit of a different story, a bit of a different adventure, while also having a longer ongoing storyline here. The problem is these longer ongoing storylines really feel dragged out when there's 22 episodes. This season, the villain is a individual known as Cicada. Terrible villain, really bad villain, just boring and bland. It's also the fact that they've got the actor who, I don't know if they're using their real voice or not, but they've got a really gravelly, downbeat voice like this, where it's just a really stereotypical voice for a villain. It doesn't feel all that original, doesn't feel all that unique or interesting. There's also the problem that every character in this show now is a superhero of sorts. Why can't this show just be about the Flash? When I watch a show about the Flash, I want it to be about the Flash. Instead, you've got Vibe, you've got Killer Frost, there's all these other characters who all have superpowers, and that it's just not the show that it should be. Why does every single one of them have to be a superhero? It's annoying. Because it makes the main character less interesting and less of the main attention and main attraction of the show than it should be. It's frustrating. And all these problems can be completely related to the other show I'm going to mention, which is Supergirl Season 4. Supergirl Season 4 has exactly the same problems as The Flash Season 5, but I think Supergirl Season 4 fares a little better. The season is very political. It dives right into real-world politics this season, perhaps too much so. Superhero shows, not all of them, but ones of this nature, I think should be a bit more light-hearted, a bit more escapism, and a bit more enjoyable. This season of Supergirl really dark in times because it's delving into real-world political issues, and of course it's doing it with aliens as opposed to like immigrants coming into various countries, and it's of course diving into elements like Brexit and the whole Trump political era and so on. And it's a little on the nose, it's a little frustrating because if you don't like politics, if you don't want this in your superhero shows, you're not going to like this season very much. It does pick up towards the end of the season though, when they bring in Lex Luthor, played by John Cryer, a great depiction of Lex Luthor. But it feels a little too late at this point to have such a big main character introduced. It doesn't, Lex Luthor isn't enough to save this show, I don't think. And Flash and Supergirl, this is probably the final time I'm going to watch them because they are taking up a lot of my time. 22 episodes is a lot, and particularly when half the time I'm not enjoying it. So yeah, these shows are probably saying goodbye to.